predictions of Pistons Cavs. I went Pistons in 7. Just because I mean the Cavs are decently good. But I don't know. We'll get into talking about game one, but my prediction could change here based on probably like tomorrow's game. But I think for now I'm stick with Pistons in 7.
Yeah, this one honestly, this is going to be a good series. It really is. We'll dive more into it, but I'm with you there in the 7. However, it pains me to say it though. I don't know, man. We'll get into it, but I got Cavs in 7.
Whoa.
Ooh.
I know.
That's not what you were saying earlier this year.
That's right.
Well, things change. It's playoff times now. This ain't the regular season no more, Nate.
I mean, I still got faith. I got Pistons in 6. I think mainly, I mean, based on last year's Cavs, they have not played well on the road. So I'm hoping that Detroit can get these 2 games at home. And then, I feel like Detroit's been playing decent on the road, at least when they were in Orlando. So if they can steal one in Cleveland, that'd be great. But for now, the way Cade's been playing, I think he's probably the best player in this series. So for right now, I gotta, stay with Detroit.
Yeah, I also am going to be going with Detroit in around 6. I just don't think the Cavs can match the physicality that the Pistons bring. I think Duran is going to have a way better series than he had last series. I believe Cade, he's going to be too much for the guy in front of him. They're going to end up sending doubles, so it's probably going to come down to our consistency shooting, which I know is not our strong suit, but I do feel as if Jalen Duren and Paul Reed and Isaiah Stewart are going to kill the offensive glass. I just frankly think Evan, he should have the advantage in this series, but I think he's going to end up being too light, not being physical enough to impose his will on the game. And I overall think our defense is really going to bother Harden and Donovan all series. Like we put him into a bad shooting night the first game. I think that's going to continue. I think Harden especially is going to struggle in this series. Donovan, I think he'll have his breakout 30-point, 40-point games, but I don't think it'll be enough overall to overcome the Pistons' wear and tear on them physically.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think physicality is the main thing that's going to be in this series.
That's why I do pick them. I see the Pistons winning because I believe Duran, Stewart, B-Ball, Paul, they're just going to make it a living hell for the bigs down there. And I think we have adequate enough perimeter defense with Asar and with Cade and with Ron. Even Ron getting his burn is going to make it very hard for Donovan and my guys to compete. So, yeah, man, unfortunately, that's what it looked like all game one. Maybe they stake back with a new strat. I want to see what Kenny comes up with. But the way I see it, yeah, I got the Pistons, man. I really do. I don't know how we match physically with we don't match well enough physically with them. Even Strus, and then you got Dog and Dennis. You said where the bench points are gonna come from. Dennis is a monster. Dennis provides good minutes off the bench for them, but I don't.
No,
think
he definitely did. I mean, I feel like you could tell like he was helping their offense a lot when he was playing, but it was just too like because he was handling the ball so much, it wasn't like he was trying to look for his shot. I feel like he was trying to find other guys. So maybe in game 2 he can try to hit some bigger shots for them. But I think too like Cleveland they kind of seemed in that fourth quarter at least they got it close, and then I think with Harden trying to score a little bit more, they just wanted to I think try to see how if he can help their offense a little bit more, and then by the end of it, it just seemed like they couldn't really get a stop. So, um, they might be able to score with some of those guys down the stretch, but if they can't get a stop on us, then it's going to be hard for them.
Agreed.
Yeah, I just don't see like Evan Mobley. This would be a series where Evan Mobley should look like the best player on the court. Like no question. He should be down low, right, bullying Tobias, getting during in foul trouble, bullying him. Like he should be going at him. And it looks like Jarrett Allen, especially even when they play Toronto, like it looks like Jarrett Allen is being the more dominant big than Mobley. And yeah, I just like one, I think the Cavs are frauds. Y'all know that. But two, I just don't see a way that especially like earlier in the game, you mentioned like Harden showing up in the fourth quarter, shooting a little bit more, but like where was it during the first 3 quarters? You know, he was doing this thing where he's trying to create for his teammates instead of him being aggressive. So that's just been, him at the end of his career. Same thing. Trust me, I know. I had to watch it for the last 2 seasons during the postseason, and it'd be the same thing. Why aren't you being more aggressive? And then when he does want to be aggressive, it's a step back three or some bad, terrible shot. So I just think, yeah, it's going to be a good series. Obviously, game one is not done yet, but I trust the Pistons a little bit more with their defensive intensity. Yes, the offense may be lacking. Cavs might have the upper hand on that end, but I think the defense is gonna play a factor into this. And the Cavs have had through this postseason the most turnovers since I forgot the exact stat, but it's like the most turnovers at this point in the postseason since like 1990s, something like that. So you're going up against a good defense, and you've already had this many turnovers. I expect that to kind of be the theme within the series, and if the Pistons can continue to win the turnover battle, and score on these turnover, points, I think the Pistons got this in the bag. But obviously, like I said, game one. There's some people call it a feel out game.